opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. Come on each and every night, right after the Quiet Storm with my man Lenny Green. We have a great show lined up for you today. Oh, you got to sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. Leading off the show will be Howard Golden, the Bronx news writer. He's going to tell us all about the upcoming Hope Week, hosted by the New York Yankees. Then Gregory Bell, my man Greg Bell is here, the president of Insight for New Housing Incorporated. He's going to talk to us about the 4th Annual Community Disability Day, where they will offer resources and food to the disabled. You're going to love it. After that, Robin Saunders is here, career coach of the New York Public Library. He's going to join us, and she's going to join us and discuss how the NYPL is going to prepare individuals for looking for employment for their Bronx Library Center's Job Expo. It's coming up. Then Tracy Knott is here. Watch out. You're going to work out with him? Well, he's going to return with the summer workout, so stay tuned. All this and more is headed your way because we are now officially open. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Today is Monday, July 8th, coming right out of the 4th of July weekend with a bang. Now, we've got a great show lined up for you today, but before we get to that, let's once again have a look back at the weekend. It was a boom of a weekend wrap-up. Family hosted a 4th of July barbecue for the volunteers that helped them build or rebuild their home after it was ravaged by Hurricane Sandy. The house took 6 weeks to repair, as was flooded with 3.5 feet of water when Sandy stormed through the city. In the world of sports, Chris Weidman has completed one of the biggest upsets in UFC history by knocking out Anderson Silva in the second round of their bout. A knockout blow, which came after much taunting and showboating from Silva, occurred in the second round to complete the shock of the world. Weidman ends Silva's 2,457-day reign and becomes the new UFC middleweight champion of the world. Out in the Bronx, the New York Yankees were unable to sweep the Baltimore Orioles as Adam Jones, he hit what ended up to be, well, it was a game-winning 2-run homer off of Mariano Rivera, and that's after the ninth inning. And everybody was sad about that. The Orioles won 2-1, and the Yankees are now 5.5 games out of first place. Edward Snowden is back in the news. The NSA whistleblower is being offered asylum in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan president, has promised that he can come to Venezuela and it will stop the persecution that the United States has for him. And they're waiting for an answer over there. We'll see what happens with that. And there you have it. That's the weekend wrap-up. And speaking of the weekend, we're coming off of the long 4th of July weekend, and we turn to our resident DJ for this morning. Vince Bracey is in the house. How did you celebrate your Independence Day?
Good day, Dr. Bob Lee. I celebrated my Independence Day by I actually went to the waterfront in Newburgh, New York. Just enjoyed
fireworks and
the
everything.
Skyline, fireworks, everything. The most important thing was that we were being safe. Got to make sure nobody's sticking their fingers out there for too long. Even though fireworks are illegal, nobody's supposed to be touching them anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of kids out there that don't know all the issues that could possibly happen. So even though it's very fun, you just want to make sure that you're being safe.
All right, DJ Vince on the ones and twos. Got some good music for us?
I do have some good music for us today. Just a lot of, instrumentals and stuff. Make sure the show is going nice.
There you go.
I'm really looking forward to the workout segment later.
You gonna get involved?
I might. I'll think about it.
You guys heard that over there, right? Give Vince a big round of applause, everybody. DJ Vince on the ones and twos. We'll take a quick break, and Howard Golden is going to be here in just a bit. But stay tuned to Open Channel 67.
If you want hot topics, current news, fashion advice, and humor included, then Open 2.0 is a show for you. We've got it all. So tune in every Friday at 4:30 p.m.
Vince is just flopping his neck to the beat. Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest is a writer for the Bronx News. He will be previewing Hope Week for us, which takes place July 8th through July 12th. Please welcome Howard Golden. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. Welcome you to the show. Always a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure is mine, thank you.
Tell us about Hope Week. What is it all about?
Hope Week is beginning today for the next 5 days. It's something that the Yankees began 5 years ago in 2009. What they do is present publicly 5 different stories each year. These are stories that are heartwarming, that are inspiring, that are uplifting for people to see. In fact, the acronym HOPE is helping others persevere and excel. So it's the story of people, many of the cases youngsters, children, who are going through difficult times in their life. It might be physical, it might be emotional, it might be financial, and how they are persevering in their personal lives and how other people, maybe their families or organizations, nonprofits, are helping them and helping collectively many people who might be in the same situation.
Now, Howard, when you say presenting stories, explain that.
What they're doing is, the purpose is to inspire and encourage these people. But it's much more than that, because it's also to give publicity to the various individuals and organizations
But with these
so
stories
that other people could hopefully emulate the Yankees in doing good for people that may not otherwise get much publicity. And the majority of people in this country are not aware of these situations and these individual stories.
But when they present these stories, where can it be seen?
Well, they do things, first of all, it's a surprise. So I'm not allowed to speak about this year's events, today's events, because part of it is a big surprise. They go out to the various communities where these people live, work, and are located in order to surprise them. And everybody that we know of on the Yankees, all the players, all the coaches, the manager, the general manager, many of the people in the front office that are behind the scenes that we might not recognize, go out to the areas and different groups of people to surprise them in different ways. For example, a couple of years ago, there was a young girl suffering from cerebral palsy and scoliosis. And in her backyard, she had a lemonade stand in order to raise money for Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of stories. They went there, carpenters from the Yankees built her a new lemonade stand.
Oh, wow.
Some of the players came there to surprise her, to sell lemonade with her. And these are things that we might not know about this young girl.
Yeah.
But
But this is happening all over the place. It's been happening for a few years now.
it's happening. This is the 5th year that they're doing it. And what they're hoping for, what the purpose of it, is to encourage others to do the same thing. In fact, 3 years ago, the Minnesota Twins in the American League began a Hope Week, and they have just completed earlier this month their 3rd year of
That's
doing
an
it.
excellent community service.
And each of the Yankee farm teams are now doing it. So you have it in Florida and South Carolina and Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
where the various teams are located, where they are putting daylight on, like here, publicity, so that other people could know about it, could help.
And Howard, how did you get involved in it?
Well, I go often because I cover the Yankees, and I think it's one of the wonderful things that they do to help others, and I think it's something that's deserved of recognition and publicity.
How many players come out?
Everybody.
Everybody comes, the whole
Everybody,
team.
not to each thing, but maybe 4 or 5
Started
one
from
day,
the bottom,
6
now
or
we're here.
7. Everybody,
Started
including
from the bottom, now the whole team's here. Yeah.
A-Rod and Jeter and everybody.
Oh, that'll be a wonderful surprise.
Maybe they
we don't
come
know.
to somebody's house.
Yeah. So we don't know where they're going,
So-
but it's soon. It's going to be.
Unlike Snowden, I can't give the information publicly because I'm not going to Venezuela. And so,
Come on, you won't be called the whistleblower. You can
but
tell.
it would spoil a surprise for
Yeah,
somebody who
I
deserves
understand.
it.
I understand. I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys are participating in, and Hope Week. How did this come about?
It was an idea of the director of media relations of the Yankees, Jason Zillow, and he brought it and it was accepted and it seemed to be pursued by the team, by
That's a
the
great
organization.
idea. Yes, that's a
Because
great.
it's to encourage people. Everybody has time, even if they think they don't. They may not have a lot of money. They may not have particular skills, but everybody has time that they could devote to somebody or something outside of themselves that would help that person as well as make them maybe feel better about themselves.
Talk about Jason Zillow's impact on the surrounding community. What has this done for the community?
Well, it's, first of all, some of the episodes were on Bronx people and Bronx events. Last year, a therapeutic riding program that's done at the Riverdale Equestrian Center, where they do rides and
Horseback
teach
riding.
riding for people who have various disabilities. And you
Yeah.
want to make people feel better than they may feel the other days, and you also want to give them a memory that they can hold on to, because if Yankee players come to your house, or
oh boy.
it's a big deal. And they usually invite the people the day or night of a game to come as special guests too.
Oh, that's great.
And the people that were on it in the preceding years are invited to come back for this year's, so they could feel, in a sense, of giving back to where they were honored and saluted, and do that for others and share in somebody else's good day.
So you have a whole team of people from the past 5 years
Yeah, that,
getting together.
that are always invited to come back and
Like a
share in
family
somebody
reunion.
else's
Yeah.
good times.
Great, great. So we have from now to the 12th.
From now to the 12th, the 5 days of this week, the Yankees are home, so people will be invited to come to the stadium, and they'll put their story and their name and their picture up on the scoreboard. They might participate by sitting in the dugout, by coming out with the lineup card, by coming to give high fives if the Yankees, hopefully in their case, win, and various things like that.
Can we all come in? You're going to be sitting up front there too,
Well, I'll be sitting there, yes,
Yeah.
in the press box.
in the press box. Can you invite everybody here?
Everybody should come. I'm sure the Yankees would love that. I'm sure the Yankees would love it, particularly if they paid for a ticket.
I like you, Howard.
Thank you. I like you as well.
I said, can we invite everybody here? He said, yeah, we would love if you come.
I
That's
don't get a
great.
cut of that. So
I got you. I understand. So this is great. Where can we get more information on this, Howard?
there is a website called hopeweek.com that the Yankees put out where they could read about last year's stories, where they could understand the purpose, where they could see how this has been recognized by the president and the government. Because they always encourage volunteerism,
Yes.
especially in bad economic times.
Yes. And we can read all about what you're doing in Bronx News.
Yes. And I'll have an article this week, today as a matter of fact, and there's a website as well. It's called sites.google.com/site/Bronx News. And
What's
you
the
can
easy
see-
way to get in?
That's the
Bronx News.
unfortunately.
Can we go to bronxnews.com?
You could go to bronxnews.net and it would probably shift you
Search up,
to the...
search up your name, Howard Golden.
Yes, that's my name.
Can you give us a quick synopsis on what it's about?
You don't mean this?
No, they're right. What you just wrote about.
Oh, what I wrote about is primarily the background because I wasn't going to write the stories of this year. But the stories are similar. By knowing what's been, you'll get an idea. They're really heartwarming and moving
All right, Howard.
lives.
You have 30 seconds. Did I miss anything?
You
By
never
the way,
do.
Bob.
You never do.
All right. So we
You're a
gotta
pro.
Thank you so much. I like you, Howard.
Thank you.
All right. Howard, go to www.yankees.com and
Hopeweek.com. Hopeweek.com. One word. Hopeweek.com.
Hopeweek.com. Okay. Howard Golden, Bronx News writer. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. That's my man. All right. We'll take a break right here. We'll be right back on BronxNet. Gregory Bell from Insight for New Housing Incorporated. He's going to join us. Stay right there. You got to see this.
Hi, I'm Ruben Diaz Jr. I'm not just the Bronx Borough President, but I'm a father and an uncle. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for men and fathers to be a part of their children's lives. Let me talk to you about a program that's come out of my office, the Bronx Fathers Taking Action Committee, which is a committee of Bronx fathers and men formed to help uplift the institution of fatherhood while responsibly respecting the privilege of being a dad. Our mission statement is to engage, empower, educate, and encourage fathers, grandfathers, and uncles of all ages by providing them with the resources and help that they need in order to build new relationships with the leaders in our community. Ultimately, this initiative will help reinforce Bronx men as positive role models. So, I just want to take the time out to encourage fathers, grandfathers, uncles, men of all corners of the Bronx to take an important role in the lives of the children in your family and in our community, and also to get involved in this uplifting committee.
Good job, Theo.
Thank you.
Let's start it again, Theo.
All right.
They got the back of his head.
Not a good picture.
Our next guest is the president of Insight for New Housing Incorporated. Yep. And on July 13th, you're going to host the 4th annual Community Disability Day at Crotona Park. You're going to want to be there because everybody comes out, everybody participates. Lots of food, music, fun, games for the whole family. Please welcome Gregory Bell.
I thank you, Bob.
All right. Now, of course, you've been on a number of times before.
Yes.
Tell us about Insight for New Housing.
Insight for New Housing. First, let me say this. Your previous segment, I am one of the individuals that the New York Yankees supported with Hope Week.
Yes.
3 years ago, no, excuse me, 4 years ago, I was invited to be there, and I stood on home plate with my little great-grandson.
Oh, beautiful.
And 55,000 individuals heard my story and about the good things that Insight for New Housing does. And it's just amazing to me that they stop on the 12th and we begin on the 13th to
Yes.
celebrate the disability community in a way that knocks down the walls of discrimination between people that are able and people that are differently able, because we're all able to contribute to this society in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion our abilities allow. And sometimes we're hindered by other people's beliefs and misunderstandings about who we are, what we do, and how we contribute to society. So there's an opportunity to bring resources to the table so people can improve their quality of life. It's a way to let individuals that create jobs know that there are people available. It's a way to have Bronx Legal Services help to address whatever issues people have in their life. It's a way for us to be one Bronx, as one borough president says. And as you know, because BLS has been an intricate part of what we do, and so has the New York Yankees. And I just want to appreciate both organizations because of the way they've contributed to the disability community. I thank you.
And BronxNet is always right there walking side by side.
BronxNet has never lagged in its support in terms of making sure that what we do in Katona Park is aired, people can see it, people have the choice to participate or not. BronxNet has our speaking community calendar up and running for the last 7 years. We have a volunteer that's been there for the last 2.5 years that is dedicated and passionate about helping to shape it, helping it to grow. Mr. Michael Max Nabi has been an encourager. I can't help but speak volumes into the life of BronxNet in terms of how they allow individuals to become producers and be able to express their story. There's no disability story that can be better told than by a person with a disability.
Beautiful. Now, while at Yankee Stadium, briefly tell us the story that you told.
Well,
55,000 people, right?
I
and you had to
gave-
tell it a little slow because I've experienced speaking at a stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today. We are gathered here today. You have to speak in
Well, if you go on the internet and you look up Gregory D. Bell Sr., you will run into a over 2,000 word profile that was done by Columbia University graduate student. I've never had a profile done before, and out of that profile, they announced the things that I'm involved in terms of being on the New York State Rehabilitation Council, being a member of the board of directors of Highbridge HCDC. Therefore, I sit on 23 other boards of directors, being on the Borough President Disability Advisory Council, being on the Housing and Land Use Community Board 4, and also on the Economic Development of Board 4, being involved with the Neighborhood Advisory Council, the NAC, that was headed by, or is headed by, Mid-Bronx seniors, being supported by the 161st Street Merchants Association that has a back-to-school event every August. I mean, there are so many things that I've been privileged to be a part of, and now to be the director of disability ministry, the Church of God of Prophecy. It's awesome.
You're doing a lot of things.
Well,
a lot of wonderful
I'm also
things.
raising my great-grandson.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
give Greg Bell a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. We got to give it to you.
Well, sometimes, you feel like you're taking the glory that God deserves, because if it wasn't for the things that we believe in, the faith that we have, whichever way you believe, if it wasn't for the faith that you have and the fact that you get up every day, put one foot in front of the other so you can move that mountain that's in front of you, it's impossible to complain about what society does unless you're in there having an effect.
Well, you have a wonderful covenant with the Lord. Now, you are a conduit because the Lord comes down and puts everything into you, and you have your purpose-driven life going on right now. You have this wonderful thing that you put together, Disability Day. But before I talk about that, I want to get into, you weren't born blind.
No, I wasn't.
You were in Vietnam War, right?
I am a combat Vietnam veteran that is living with a disability that is not being justifiably compensated for.
But your blindness has contributed to what, do you think?
Well, I have severe open-angle glaucoma, and I'm dealing with diabetic retinopathy and a variety of other issues and situations. But yeah, sometimes you look around to see who it is that's contributing to the quality of life that you lead, and you find that it's veterans. People don't understand that during the Vietnam era, there were individuals that were fighting on the front lines, at breakfast, and were sitting at their tables eating dinner with family,
Yes.
later on that night. And nowhere in between were they told, unlearn how to kill.
Yeah.
And that's a situation that, as tragic as it is, young people don't understand when they go around picking on people that they see that are homeless and downtrodden because they've had a bad run of what people will say is luck. Because those same individuals that they might decide to mess with know how to kill them in a moment's notice. PTSD is an awesome thing. I've yet to have it truly described to me, even though I suffer with it.
Yes.
So I really don't like to be around a lot of people. My being involved with Insight for New Housing and developing it is my own personal therapy. And it helps me to correct some of the things that I used to do in the dark stages of my life.
Yes.
So I give back to my community by helping to create environments for individuals, whether they have a disability or not, to be able to live in a secure building that's clean, that is monitored. Highbridge Corporation is attentive to the needs of persons with disabilities, and they help assist in what it is that I do.
Yeah.
They give me my office space. I mean, I'm blessed and highly favored.
And explain to people how you see through metaphors.
I was trying to explain to you before, I usually talk in metaphors and in terms of the things that I create in other people's minds. When I was in my lazy, hazy, crazy days, as Debbie will say, we did things that...
She's talking about Debbie Jackson.
Debbie Jackson from
Jackson's Sunday
WBLS.
Classics at WBLS.
Yes, Debbie and Hal helped me to meet Stevie, as you know,
Yeah.
and celebrate his birthday.
He's talking about Stevie Wonder.
Yes. We spent 5 hours talking about our society and how we live in that society with being visually impaired and blind.
Yes.
But being a veteran and being very prideful, I ended up being homeless.
Yes.
And in that homeless situation and being a veteran, I felt obligated to have that never happen to another individual, especially not to a veteran.
Yes.
So Monsignor Sakano, the president of the Highbridge Corporation, he watched me for about 2.5, almost 3 years, and then he came to me and said, Greg, do you want to help us do a project? And out of that project, we created Jessup One, which is a building that is fully accessible. Before universal design was put out there for everybody to enjoy, Jessup One came into place.
Beautiful.
And it was so attractive to individuals with disabilities that they invested in Jessup Two. So now they not only invest in the community by developing housing that is good for seniors and for persons with disabilities, they also invest in me, and I greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
Because it's not a monetary investment. They put their money where their mouth is at, and that's appreciated, because the projects that I want to do and the things that I have on my plate to do, they make sure that I have the resources in order to make it happen.
So you have Disability Day on the 13th of July. What can we expect, and who are the expected guests?
There is a group up in the, Schenectady area called Flame. It's 8 autistic individuals. 6 of them are blind. They play primarily Beatles music, but they've been invited to play, and they have played up and down the Eastern Seaboard and over in Europe. They're good. Last time I was here, they played in Central Park, and we've invited them to come and to celebrate their disability and to share with us their testimony. We have Emmy Kemp, contributed to the play Bubbling Brown Sugar. We have Carol Johnson, who was one of the original Marvelettes. We have Mary C., who's one of her bucket desires is to have her own CD. We have the voice of Jerry Davis, who is the volunteer for the Speaking Community Calendar, who's also going to perform for us. We have some tricks and treats. Coco Delicioso is going to supply some ices. We have the largest bounce house that's available. 5 compartments, 18 by 19 foot footprint, 15 feet high for the children to play in.
And that's going to be in Crotona Park.
Crotona Park, Crotona Avenue, Crotona Park. If you're using Accessoride, 642 Crotona Park South is the address that you would use. And we're right on the edge of the park, so you step off the bus and into the park, or
Into the park.
out of the car and into the
And
park.
you can smell the cooking.
Oh, we're going to have it going on. We got chicken, macaroni salad. We got,
Oh, you're
we
making
got
all
some
us hungry in here.
coleslaw and carrot and raisin salad. We got some pasta salad.
Yeah.
We've got some popcorn. We have all kinds of agencies, the American Cancer Society, the Alzheimer's Association, Bronx Legal Services. I'm part of a class action lawsuit, the first of its kind in the country, and it speaks speaks to 900,000 individuals in New York City that are living with disability. And I want people to remember the best way to improve your quality of life is through a job. There is no such thing as quality, low-income, affordable housing. It does not exist. There's no Section 8. So how does a person with a disability on SSI or a person that's on Social Security and on the low-income side, how do they approach getting an apartment? Well, the best way to do that is having a real job that pays real wages. The skill set is put together by Access VR. We have the Assistant Commissioner, Ms. Deborah Brown Johnson, coming to speak to us about the delivery of services and how people can get their skill set put together. And we're hoping that others will come and help us volunteer. The police department, NYPD, called me up and asked me if they could be a part of our event. And we asked them to supply us with a rock climbing wall. So there are people that I don't even know.
They're asking for the dunking machine too.
No,
I
don't think so.
No,
Y'all
they have
might
the
try to
Harmony
dunk
Day.
me.
They usually bring the dunking machine out there, and you could dunk a person.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. See, I don't want to be grabbed and dunked. No, but I'm saying that, we're asking people to come, enjoy, be a part of it. If you don't like the food that we have, well, set your own table. The tables are free. We got 200 chairs. You can sit and listen. And we've also invited Mr. Ted Wizard Mills, the lead singer from Blue Magic. He will be performing for us also. So we have a variety.
And Debbie Jackson.
Oh, Debbie from the Sunday
His friends,
Classics.
Melba Moore. Who knows? Stevie Wonder may pop up.
Hey, if they do, I'll be shocked.
He went shopping with Stevie Wonder.
He bought my iPhone.
Yes. They hung out after we had that big birthday party for Hal Jackson.
Yes.
These two guys, they hung out all night. Stevie Wonder.
And no, I had to go home. I can't hang out as long as Stevie. He was on California time. I'm on New York time. I had to go home and go to bed.
So
but the reality is that if you want to know more about what we're doing, insightfornewhousing.org is on the internet. 347-590-1080. 347-590-1080 is how you can reach me. We'll be at Katona Avenue, Katona Park South from 10 in the morning until 7 in the evening. The party really gets started around 12. I like to have an invocation when we start and a benediction when we end. It is not a church event. It's a community event. Come and enjoy a total community event.
I had to do that to you while this is...
Let you know it's time to quit. I understand. I can talk
No, I only did that.
You always do that sneaking up on me.
We were showing some things on the screen, so I said, this is a good opportunity. But Greg Bell, Mr. President, give him a big round of applause, everybody.
Hey.
Insight for New Housing Incorporated. A good friend. We support one another, and we'll continue to be friends forever.
I thank you, Bob.
And I got to let you know, my daughter's new CD is out. CD, Sheena Lee on iTunes. I think there's a pre-order going on. It comes out August 6th. And I know you like to have
Amen. You know that.
Singing for you and everything.
She was there for our 10th anniversary and showed off.
Yeah, check it out. Sheena Lee on iTunes, and all of our songs are right there. All right, we got to take a quick break, Greg, and we'll be right back with Robin Saunders. And it's Open BronxNet. You got to stay tuned. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Have some fun. We'll be right back.
Amen.
How you doing? I just want regular, no sugar today.
You got it.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi.
Did you eat that whole thing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
She's getting big, huh?
Good. Yeah, she is big. Great haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks cute. Well, let's go. Nice to see you. Thanks a lot.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Low-fat cheese sandwiches on whole wheat bread. Chewy and good for you. Snacks high in calcium help build strong bones. And foods rich in fiber are good for your heart. So you have the power to dominate. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from VeggieTales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Besides gymnastics, how do you stay in great shape, Sean?
I love to dance and rollerblade.
Cool.
You don't have to be an Olympian to be a player. Just do the things you already love to do, like jump rope, ride a bike, or even play freeze tag.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done! For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
He just found out he was on TV. Welcome back, everybody. We have our guest. She's here, a career coach for the New York Public Library. And on July 17th, they're going to hold something really nice. NYPL panel discussions. It sounds crazy, but it's going to be really, really nice, filled with lots of good information. Please welcome Robin Saunders. We welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I saw you over there watching everybody else and applauding and getting involved in everything that we were doing here.
Well, what is it? The name of the show is Open, right? I'm open.
We're open. So talk about this open discussion and dialogue that you're going to be having at the New York Public Library.
Oh, cool. The first one we had, which was last month, it drew about almost 150 people, where employers came out to specifically talk to individuals to let them know exactly what they're looking for. And
so this is a job expo that you have every month?
No, this is a panel discussion where the employers get the opportunity to meet job seekers and have a discussion. And through the panel discussion, individuals can really gauge what it is that they're lacking, what it is that they'd like to work on in order to get the job that they so desire.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, why don't we have one each month up until the expo? And so, and the topics would range from mock interviews and so on and so forth, through emerging technologies.
So you're like training people.
Absolutely, we have to retrain.
Learn how to interview, to learn how to find out more about the job before they get there.
Exactly.
Don't get there and not know anything about the job that they're trying to seek.
Exactly. What I've learned, because I'm a career coach for the library, and what I've learned is people would come into my office and they say, Robin, I need a job. And
where?
Exactly.
What job?
And then the most interesting thing is that they couldn't tell me what their passions were. So it's not just about getting the job, it's about how about when I get the job, how will I stay on that job if I don't like that job?
Yeah. So if you can't explain your passion, then the job that you get is going to be just a job.
It's going to be just a job.
But your passion can turn into a career.
You better say it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I come in and I listen to people like, I just got to say, like when I look at the guys and the girls around this set, I'm looking at, wow, their passion is in this.
Right.
So it excites me because they're excited about what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. It's about retraining people to discover the passion. If you say you like to work with people, then look for a job that works with people.
Yeah, so
if you don't like working with people, don't look for a job.
Yeah, because you want to be behind the scenes.
Hello, you know. And so,
so this is like a call and response to you. Let me hear you say, oh.
You better work. That's right.
So their passion, somebody explaining their passion really excites you too.
Yeah, especially when you know. But there's a lot of people that don't know what their passions is. And so what happens is they tell me about all the different jobs that they've done. And I say, well, there's something about that keeps drawing you. So what is it? Or if you've been on a particular job and you've left that job and gone on and moved on to something else, but in the same field, then it's time to aspire for something higher and find out where your passion is in that.
I always ask people, I say, well, what's your hobby? What do you like doing?
Yeah,
you know, get a job doing that.
But the interesting thing as well is that just getting individuals to gauge outside of the Bronx, to look for jobs outside of the Bronx. I just tried to help someone with a job, and they said, well, how much does it pay? I said, it pay $15 an hour. And they said, really? Where is it at? I said, it's in Manhattan. They said, I ain't traveling to Manhattan. And I said, no. We've got to look beyond what is there. There are some wonderful jewels right here in the Bronx, but you have to be willing to travel. You have to be willing to go where your passion is.
Right.
How will you discover it if you stay?
Yeah, and you're not going to spend all your money traveling. You just have the budget. This is what I'm going to use for traveling.
Exactly. And so one of the other things that I thought that was really good in terms of this panel discussion onward to the Job Expo is to suit 100 men and 100 women.
Whoa.
And
so you're going to do that when they come down there?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, what we did was, I said, well, let me put out a couple of feelers, and the Men's Warehouse responded, and they said, what did you need? I said, I need suits for men. And they said, well, all right, we're going to send suits, sweaters, pants, vests. They sent the whole 9 yards.
They have everything but the shoes.
Oh my gosh, so
So we got to go to Buster Brown or something.
I wasn't going to say. but yeah, I mean, we want to prepare our folks to get these jobs.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I was working with Regina Norman over at Dress for Success. And she said, Robin, come on, we can do it. We can get 100 women suited for this thing. And so it was I just happened to see everything falling into place.
Yeah, because you got to know and understand that everybody in the corporate world is not dressing casual all the time. They may have casual Fridays or whatever, but you have to look the part that you want to play.
Exactly. And so my thing
Coach,
was,
talk about
I said to in the last panel discussion, for all the people who came out, I said, listen, it is not a challenge to get the employers here.
Yeah.
The challenge is getting you prepared for the employers.
Right. And you can't come to the game in a hockey uniform and it's a basketball game.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And so therefore, what we're doing is preparing individuals for the technology. It's technology. Technology is more than just the telephone.
That's right.
And so therefore, we are preparing them for LinkedIn and Skype interviews and mock interviews, and we're excited about helping people to get where it is that they need to go.
So wait a minute, you're teaching people how to go on an interview using their computer, Skype?
Absolutely. Employers.
So you still have to dress the part, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have on drawers, but the top has to be suit and tie,
as long as you don't get up and show nobody.
But through Skype, they just show from here up.
No, not necessarily. What if you have?
Or if they ask you to stand?
Exactly.
The interviewer can ask you to stand.
Yes, they can. What's happening today is employers are asking individuals to go into a room and open up their Facebook and say, let's go through line by line, let's see your pictures. They want to know about who they are hiring.
So you have to be careful what you put on Facebook.
Would you tell somebody?
Shucks, you can't put all that crazy stuff that you see sometimes on Facebook.
I'm trying to tell you. And so what we do is what we're preparing them is to clear that stuff up, as well as...
You can go back and clear that stuff up?
Yeah, they have something called face wash.
Oh,
Facebook wash.
Shoot, get some facial scrub, put on. Get that
so,
stuff up.
And so what we're doing is we're preparing them for these mock interviews, but their behavior. The employers want to know you. How would I say this? They want to know you before they know you. And so therefore, they're asking you to do a lot of Skype interviews.
Okay.
Before they even call you in.
So, but you know what? If they want to know you before they know you, then the person interviewing or that's going to be on the interview should know them before they know them also.
I think
Did I say that right?
You said
so
that.
So you should find out more about the company.
Come on.
That, so when you sit there, you know more about the company than the person that's interviewing you.
You better act like you know some things. And so what I found was I did a couple of of those kind of mock interviews using the Skype, and I realized that people had, you know, the music on, you know, we come in from the bottom, you know what I mean? And then, or the phones were ringing, the kids were running, or they just didn't dress for it.
Yeah.
And so what I did was we're trying to compare and contrast what's good and what's not. Why are you more comfortable doing an interview on Skype than in person, or should you really prepare for both just in case?
Yeah.
What happens if after you've done the interview they say, well, can you come
Oh, we like
down?
your Skype, but can you please come in?
Yeah,
You
and I mean, we get a lot of doctors who
And can you please
do
put some
that.
pants on this time?
I'm not even going to tell them about the pants, you know, but we do. We're honestly preparing individuals.
But that's a wonderful thing that the organization is coming down and it's dressing all the 100 people, you said?
100. I wanted to see, most of the time when I go out for different engagements or events, I notice that there's often a lot of suitings for women.
Yes.
But there wasn't that much offered for men, or as much as that I could see.
Yeah.
So what I said was, let me reach out to these companies that we invest in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we really invest.
Yes.
A lot.
I know.
I'm just saying. And so I said, well, let me see if they will respond back. And it was just mind-boggling. I just couldn't believe.
We buy from you. Why can't you help us?
What? Yes.
And anybody can try that. You go down, you spend your money in the store every day. You know, why can't you go in and ask for a discount every now and then? Hey, can I get
even
your
a
store
job.
discount or a job?
Or even a job.
Yeah. Hey, I've been shopping here for years. Can I get a job?
Exactly. So I find that those things are quite interesting. What really started to happen was the employers started to get on board, such as Lehman, Montefiore, St. Luke's Hospital, Sobro. It was just really,
that's
I mean, it was awesome.
So you got a lot of wonderful sponsors. I see you have a whole.
Yeah.
But give us,
it blows
before we
me
go,
away.
I know they're trying to wrap me, but you have so much, your wealth of information.
yeah?
This is great for a lot
Yes,
of people
it
who want to go
is.
down to this expo. Give us a date on the expo again.
The expo is September the 18th, Wednesday, September the 18th, between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m.
And where's it going to be?
It's going to be held at the Bronx Library Center, 310 East Kingsbridge Road, Bronx, New York, 10459.
And where can we get that information if I forget what you just said?
Did you want to call me directly or did you want to email?
You going to give out your cell phone number?
You think I'm nuts?
Go ahead.
646-351-9035.
Let me write this down.
Yes, I think
646
351
351
9035.
9035.
Or you can email me at robinsaunders@nypl.org.
Okay, got it. Now, before we go,
ahead.
Give me just quickly a few tips for success.
A few tips for success. Be prepared for the job that you're looking for. Dress for it. Know what it is that you desire.
There you
Know
go.
what it is that you desire.
All right.
And just get out there. Just don't stop looking. Don't stop trying to get that job.
And try to get a job within your passion. Call Robin right now, 646-351-9035. Call it, well, not exactly right now because I won't let her pick up a phone right now. But Robin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Career coach, New York Public Library, Robin Saunders. She's got that Big Job Expo coming up. All right, we'll be right back. But when we come back, Tracy Knott is going to work you out. Get ready. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Darren Jaime, the host of Open on Wednesdays, and we invite you to join us as we explore in the world of news, politics, and current events every Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on Open.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
And welcome back, everybody. Give them a big round of applause. They are here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. And I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest, certified personal trainer, is in the house, who runs a weekly boot camp at Van Cortlandt Park. I'm going over there right after this. Please welcome Tracy Knott, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Tracy Knott's in the house. How are you, sir?
Doing great,
Who do we have here with us today?
I got my troopers with me today. I've been on numerous times, and I've been telling you I've been wanting to bring my boot camp here. I'm going to give a little sample of it, and just to see how people like it.
Who are the troopers?
You know, Crystal. Crystal's been on.
Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
This is Sarah.
You got to jump.
We got Terry. And we got Tasha here. I'm so proud of all these ladies right here. They've been working with me almost a year. And when they first came to me, I promised them that I would change them, and every one of them I've changed.
Good, good.
The one thing about it, and I am tooting my own horn here, that with my workouts, I keep the variety going. I mean, as you know in life, if you get bored, you end up quitting. And the main thing about it is to get the results.
So, but when you hit the variety, when you do the variety thing, you hit different parts of the
I hit
muscles.
everything.
Yeah.
I do everything. I
Yeah.
do everything. As far as the boot camp, what we do a lot of running. We do a lot of intervals. But as you know, like from before, I bring music into it to bring the variety in and take you out what you're really doing.
Right, right. So what are you guys working on? Because you're out there in Van Cortlandt Park. Were you able to work in 90-degree temperatures?
Yes. We were just out there this Sunday.
So make sure you have a lot of water.
Oh yeah, I provide that for everybody. You know, so they're fine.
What are some of the things that you work out on? What do you work on?
Well, we do a lot of sprints.
A lot of cardio?
We do intervals. We do a lot of ab work. My ab work is killer. And
Oh,
the
yeah?
main thing that I key on is the core area, which you're going to see today. So that's why I'm going
core
to start.
takes care of the whole body.
That's
Wow.
right. That's right. That's
All
right.
But you gotta start somewhere.
Oh yeah, we want to start right now before the time run out. That's what I want to do.
Before the time runs out, somebody looking to get involved, what do they do?
What do you, as far as getting involved?
Yeah,
with
you
me?
want to start working out and they haven't worked out in a long time.
You
What
gotta
do they
come
do?
see me. I say that. Just come right to Van Cortlandt Park, 6 a.m. Every weekend we're out there. We even take it to the beach. We go to the beach, to the park, and I also have a place up in White Plains, New York.
But you start off from the bottom. You
To
crawl,
start,
you
baby,
walk, you run.
Listen, you come to me, I will get you going.
There
you know,
you
you
go.
just do your heart. That's all. You'll be fine.
Tracy Knott, give him a big round of applause, everybody. All right, let's work it out. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
What we're going to do right now, first we're going to do my warm-up, just a little bit of my warm-up. Then from the warm-up, we're going to get into our ab workout. Turn it up, DJ. Let's get it.
I'm trying to run in this mother. I'm trying to anyway.
Now fix that, DJ. Let's go.
That's you hard-looking mother.
Get it, hook. Ha. Noise. Work. 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 Work 3 times, baby. Get that 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that low, 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 low. Hold it. Hands up, baby. Come up easy. Jump and dash. Let's get that boom. Noise.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Hit it.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work it.
Hey.
Keep going.
Hey.
Work.
Woo.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Get it, get it. Let's go. Here. Ha. Noise. Work. 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 Work.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
3 times, baby. Get that 1, 2, 3, count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Get that low, 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 low. Hold it. Back to straight. Hands up. Up easy. Let's get that boom.
Woo.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Keep going.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work.
Hey.
Work. Grab it
Hey.
up. Get that. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into one of our ab routines. Lie down, people. Let's get in it. Get in crunch position. Ready? Go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Legs up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at me. Go elbow, 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 elbow. Other leg, elbow, 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 elbow. Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. Let's get it, go shins, 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 shins. Pound the ground, pound it, pound it, pound it, pound it, pound it, pound it. Sit up, sit up, sit up. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get it. Go. 1, 2. Raise it. 1, 2. Raise it. 1, 2. Raise it. 1, 2. Down and hold. Hold it. Shoot 'em up. Bring 'em in. Shoot 'em up. To the side, baby. To the middle. Other side. To the middle. Hold it. Let's get it. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Shoot 'em up. Let's get it. Raise them hips. Raise them. Raise them hips. Raise them. Raise them hips. Raise them. Raise them hips. Clap it up. Clap it up. We're gonna go to our other ab routine. Get the rises.
Keep it going,
Let's
keep
get
it
the
going.
rises, people. DJ, get the next one.
All right,
Let's get it.
Tracy
Shoot it
Knott
up.
doing this thing
Someone
right
shoot
here.
up, baby.
I want to
Work
thank you very
it.
much for tuning in
Work
and
it.
checking it all out.
Work
Thank
it.
you, our viewer,
Work
for
it.
watching and
Work
checking
it.
us out. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Check out an all new Open with host Darren Jaime. He hooks you up, okay? Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. From all of us here at BronxNet, have a safe and enjoyable day. Love you all. Peace.